I was a miserable, suicidal drug addict. I needed a solution. I was hopeless and helpless. I found a program that provided a spiritual experience, and I recovered. However, I also learned how to dance. Intrigued? So, to back it up, I was hopeless and helpless, a drug addict, suffering, in and out of rehabs, and I finally got to a point where I was ready to say, I'm done. And the program that had the highest statistics for recovery was also one centered in spirituality. Now, I'm an old school, judgmental Jew from Cherry Hill. And some of the words that they said in this program made me feel a little cringe. You know, words like our Father and Lord and serenity. I didn't like the sound of it. You know, I remember telling someone in the program early on, like, yo, just a heads up. I'm a member of the chosen tribe, so I'm not really gonna say these words. I got a real problem with it. And I remember him smiling and looking at me and saying, then don't say it. And I'm like, fine, I won't. And he's like, fine, don't. And I'm like, good, okay, I won't. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, I got a problem with it. He's like, heard ya. And then he said, it's kind of interesting that you have a problem with those words, but you didn't have a problem stealing from your mother for cocaine. Touché. The things that gave me agita, the things that were stuck and cringing in my stomach, it made me feel kind of sick and twisted. And I thought to myself, if I need to find a spiritual experience, maybe I've already had one, you know? And I started looking in my current life up until that time. And I remember I did a lot of drugs one night for a weekend of Phish concerts up in Worcester, Massachusetts. And I had purchased a bunch of mescaline to take, one for each night of the show. And then I took it all on Friday night. And then that night during the show, the band was on stage, all of a sudden I saw that they had dressed up like zebras. And I said to my friend, when did they go and put on their zebra outfits? And she said, they are not wearing zebra outfits. And I was like, that feels spiritual. But honestly, I was struggling, and it seemed as though peace and a solution was found in some sort of awakening, and I wasn't getting it. I wasn't getting it. I was looking for a method, and I couldn't find it. And my friend in the program said to me, why don't you treat this almost like you're a scientist? Maybe you need to do a spiritual investigation. Kind of seek out where different people's experiences might influence you and pick and choose the ones that you want. And I thought this was a good challenge. I would give this a shot. So I went onto the internet to my LimeWire file sharing software, which is, for those who don't know, a way we used to steal music in the 90s. And if you were lucky, you got the song that you had Googled, but mostly you just got old porn. It was a weird platform. And I went into this LimeWire search feature, and I searched for top songs about God. And all of these returns kept coming up. Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle, Kurt Franklin, Happy Just to Know I'm His Child, Oh Happy Day, I'll Be All Right, I Got a Friend in Jesus. All of these song titles with words that were deeply religious and made me cringe, I still stole them anyway. And then I played them, and the craziest thing started to happen. I was listening to this music, this unbelievable music, with these words that these people were singing that were so cringe words. And I was moved. My insides, my upsides, my downsides started to move around. And here I was, a resentful, judgmental, Jewish recovering drug addict in South Philly singing, "Happy just to know I'm his child. His name is Jesus." And I was filled. I'm not going to lie. I was filled and I was moved. And obviously there's lots of other experiences, including seeing Patti LaBelle at Madison Square Garden and all these other little moments where the words that once I had a thought about completely changed, revolutionized on a molecular level in my ears, in my heart, in my guts. And the things that I've learned from that and the things that I've learned throughout recovery now, almost 22 years later, are, please, do not hold your applause. The thing that I learned is that it is not so much how you say something. It is that when you say something, the way that you say something can move someone. That's it. Thank you.